recording with mic on earphones. There we go. Good morning. Trying to see if this is something that I can set up for a daily use. We'll see what sort of volume control we get out of it, and if it's worth, I don't know, talking to myself for 15 minutes that way, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And if we can keep ourselves entertained doing that, who knows what we can do, as well as all the other road noises and sounds that could occur during that time, including, but not limited to, the windshield wipers, as well as the air conditioning. But I have the radio off right now. I'm going over some speed bumps. Got ourselves a stop sign. Ooh, hello, bus. Good morning. Come on in if you want. I just want to get out. Right, I'm not usually here out at 5:15 a.m. trying to get to work for 6 o'clock because I usually start work at 8 o'clock. So my day has started 2 hours earlier than anticipated. And we'll see what that looks like. The moon looks nice. That's kind of fun to start the day. Not quite full. I'm going to be snacking on a croissant here at the moment. Oh, it's pretty close to full though, the full moon. How boring it'll be of me eating croissant in the silence. See how much battery life I have. Yeah, it's a good idea. Go running across the crosswalk when it's not your turn. I guess I could listen to the radio, but then I'd have to get permission for the stuff from the radio. Just opened up a soda. Baja Blast is a favorite of mine. What's your favorite soda? You got a favorite? There's even like the Baja styles of Mountain Dew now. There's a whole bunch of those. It used to just be Baja Blast, available only at Taco Bell. Then they've started selling it in bottles and cans. I guess it is a full moon. That would explain a lot. Driving down the road here, driving around Lake Underhill. Got a couple people out this morning doing some exercising. That sounds terrible. Exercising at 5 a.m. Taking a break to eat my croissant again. So far, I'm enthralled. Are you enthralled about all this? Maybe you can do a little cutscene in between the my bites of croissant here. A little 1.5 times speed. And then to kind of figure out, taking the time about talking about who I am, I guess, and why you should be listening. Or is that part of the fun? I just talk about who I am and be able to listen to it later myself, 30 years later. Like I've been finding cassette tapes that Dadu got a chance to put together. Oh, that's messed up. I had one green light, and the other one's usually green by the time I get through it, but it had changed. That was kind of messed up. Now I have to wait. And waiting is the hardest part. More croissant. Here we go. And I guess speaking about the waiting of the hardest part, there's waiting in time, there's physical wait, there's all kinds of wait that I'm not an expert on, but I have experienced. I am currently waiting to hear back about a callback for a role that I have done before several times, but it is a yearly interview kind of thing that occurs, and it kind of makes sense. You know, sometimes a lot happens in a year, and I can attest to that a lot has happened in a year, and sometimes that can affect you emotionally, physically, to where you might be a different person that following year. And so far, I've not drastically changed, I guess. So that's been fortunate. There's a word that I kind of like to use about my current state, about being fortunate versus unfortunate. And I'm not sure if that has some level of luck to it, you could say. I'll have to re-find the definition of fortunate to see if it has anything to do with luck, because I don't feel like I have any luck. Well, I guess I do have luck, it just feels like bad luck. But then sometimes we make our own luck. Just do our best and show up. Traveling down the road, keeping in mind the speed limits. It is the start of a school season, the 2022-23 school year. So that is something to be aware of, that there will now be buses on the roads. There will be kids in the streets. I had made a comment that a lot of us were once kiddos going to school, and now we're grown up, kind of, but at least older, I guess. So hope to try to give those kiddos a chance to do the same, so to be aware of them and kind of help protect them and help them learn, because we're all here together, traveling, doing what we can.
A few moments later.
A couple more green lights along the way. Got our blinker going. Getting a little warm with the AC off. Turn that back on low. We are maybe 5 minutes away from our destination. You have done great being able to sit here and listen to me ramble as I almost break the rules of physics and try to keep two objects in the same place at the same time. But I have stopped in enough time to where I did not try to take up space that something else is already taking up. I try to do that in general. I try not to take up too much space. Try not to take up space that other people are taking up. But it doesn't always work out. Vroom vroom, everyone. Green light's going. Almost feels like some sort of NASCAR race going on. Got a couple pace cars going and people upset about that. I want to go faster than you. I want to get to my job before anyone else does. I'm already 10 minutes late. I should have left 10 minutes earlier. And that's your fault. Cool. Well, I'll meet you at the next red light. Here we are. At the next red light. Vroom vroom, everybody. Vroom vroom. Oh, moon peeking out a little bit. I'm gonna go up to the 4th level of the garage So maybe we can see if we can see the moon again, but it did get cloudy. That one, good thing. Okay, good. Didn't know if talking to myself I would end up missing my exit. Here we go, following everybody else. A little bit different at 5:30 a.m. here because the sun has not come up as it has when it is 7:30, when I am usually making my way towards work. So starting my day in the dark is kind of interesting. Come to a full and complete stop to this weird four-way stop. Continue my way to the garage. We have, I don't know if I would call it a success. We'll see about sitting and listening to it later, whether this is a success or not, if you can even hear me through what I have set up, and that would be the first note about your equipment that you use. That probably doesn't do you any good at the end of a video to be able to say what sort of equipment you should be using to record something. And it should be something other than your phone and a set of headphones and a microphone where it's at. Here we go, we're going up to the 4th floor. Bump, bump. 2. Bump, 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 bump. 3. 4. Good job, everyone. We made it to the 4th floor of the garage. There are a couple places I usually like to park, a couple different spots. Looks like all of them are available this morning. So we'll choose that. So far I don't see the full moon, so I might have gone behind the clouds. But I see the skyline of my work environment. And I shall take the stairs to be able to get my steps in. Looks like the elevator's not working today, which is okay if you're going downstairs, but not so okay for some people if you're trying to go upstairs. Cool. Here we are. Now I get to turn everything off. Not sure if that's a copyrighted tune or not, for that to matter. What do you think? Move the camera here. I could have just as easily pressed the button, but this way you could see my face. 26 minutes.